sometimes I'm catch a Ghana for Ghana without due respect, it is a moi, especially the African. Yeah, you need to be strict on us. Ghana for ask yourself why. Bogus libi o Ghana mudru Ghana mutu junso abontene busa ho sa de ntra. Obi atena brochire 25 years, 30 years, onyini be man junso abontene da. Obi krampo to see what no ferry. Why? Because what they came to meet is what they have to live with. John Dramani Mahama, the president, flat we see, and a President Mahama, he decided say the rate at which in so a yiri funny power crime. Almost every part of Ghana in so yiri, but over Accra, the intensity, what he's seen on TV, it wasn't one community. It wasn't one estate. It wasn't one neighborhood. It was basically the whole of the Greater Accra region. Now, the president wanted to have a first-hand idea of what is actually happening in the Greater Accra region. So, if you are the president, what will you do? Are you going to be the president who will tell somebody to come and brief you? Are you going to be the president who will just drive your car to circle and stand there and look at the water and drive back home? Or you are going to be the president who wants to have a first-hand view of what is really happening in the Greater Accra region, that you can have a clear understanding of the situation?
Minia, Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor, the man is highly underrated. Almost say at the media room le bia na wode aka ne dwumadi no ho no e massa o kasa kra nkofo binom enhye da emfa ne serious sa, but se wuyi eno no eto nchen na se woye adwen se ubetie no attentively la ne nsem a o ka no e ya na nyansa ewo nsem no emu waba besi ne bo aka say there is no Ghanaian politician afrad na ekoso ewo nkana mountain so no obetimi asolve, being it NDC, NPP, His Excellency Dramani Mahama or Dr. Bawumia, and I say any other person biano. Flooding situation na e won kra mountains no ontimi ensolve. O metana ho enka say ebia okasa edema NDC nti obeka say NDC bitimi asolve the problem no. There is no way NDC omo 100 years kra omo entimi ensolve. Sounds na say MPB kra eba omo so entimi ensolve. Na reason na wode amano megidi say wutia obehu say asem na all ka no e no kra. Sounds na wa condemn nkrofo na omo e kan say e wrong say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wode helicopter be kwa konanti ewiem instead of say ono abesi fom na one manfo no akwa kasa na ama omo wire kra atechere no wo se nkrofo a omo kasa asem no ono omo enya adwen. Minia eha eye Express Politics GH meslo ansa na yebeto aso no unya subscribe ya na subscribe e de amabela ke video na share ma unu bi no nso unya bi ehwe afi mayenko ensem no eso nientie Mark Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor all ka say South Friday situation dey one mountains no bia intimi ensolve no we see a beteki politician bia minia ahumobro eninimu na waye na bin say obeteki the serious decisions na wotumi asolve this situation. Say drum lebi na say aban no eye na adwen say obeteki serious decisions bi e beboa ye na timamofo na ye ma ne kwan e ma no enye na nsen ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne na pamfo omoyo madwen say okrofo mosisi adan e de sisi railways no eso anase ba bi ensuo eto nsuo no efa no adan mosisi no ho no ombebu ni na aguse ne be ye nsuo no eto a susan no benya ba bi afa no ni ade na esiye. But say ekobasa nso a na akame down their spirit ahumobro na ewo obumu no emo muntumi entoa adwuma no so na wo hwe a se yebetumi asolve that situation na yebehia president bia ono no de obeye na adwen say ontie obi a na we take bold decisions na omo wotimi asolve this kind of problems a yefisi ewo increment so no otie na asem no so a no kore time on my example be says time na ye ba basicate am na ye bu amanfo stores na ye CC ho se na be ye bitimi asisa kate Dubai no e de be na Kumasi kate ya emma ene mema omo anye but ene they are the same people na omo wo ha omo fro ho Dubai ya omo enjoy but say decision no na it was hard to make but obeki ye no omo say the people are there enjoying, there is no problem, that nobody is talking again. And at time my circle, over circle interchange, ɛde bɛn nsɛm na nkurɔfoɔ anka because na amanfoɔ bi store so a ɛnɛ ɔmo adan yɛ seas wɔ no yɛdwiri ne nyinaa egu yɛ ansa na yɛtumi ɛyɛ interchange no ɛnɛ traffic a na ɛwɔ hɔ ne nyinaa no ɛfiri hɔ because sɛ car no ebi tumi fa soro ebi tumi fa fam ɛma no ɛyɛ yie enti sɛ wunye leader bi a wɔyɛ bold say no matter the situation I am going to make this kind of decision na obua South Friday situation there one cramont so bi betumi aka say betumi asolve a ontimi ensolve and more to the point yen drainage ni na no is open it will be a solia na or the inura akwa no matter the kind of money na ode be more no still now people are going to dump refuse in those drains enunti anke behia sanka all the drainage systems na ye wo e wo Ghana memu ha no etumi ekata so se ne be ya bola biara enya kwan enkokutom se ne be ya se nsuo no eto a susan no entumi enyina entumi emu emfaso but who is going to make all these kind of bold decisions what you say and na all can say tell my his excellency Dramani Mahama koko fe wiemu no as first gentleman of the line no person who the kind of situation na the city no ewo because of aka eko weja nko a anko be hede na ohu se nkofo bi obo abobroshi ehon so ayese na how many communities in Accra and his excellency or the 3 days crowd betimi a visit but the type of situation na egusu a ekoso na nkofo esu no okoko fe wiemu no o mane hu se mia see ena nsuo no afa na ma yen kra yetimamufuo no o movie do no mo de beto abonten no ena ma yehu the kind of damage nsuo no akose but ohwe his excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ba bia ono no kokko fa na how many communities no team be visit here na obi e wodina from obeye den na wo hu above 20 houses in front of him. What you say? And this edum bi na assembly esia as a first gentleman of the land no. E was say wonya first hand information. Enye da bia no betimi atena ho na waka say monko hwe na mo beka enkyere me. But ono ankasa esi form na so ko hu situation na e na obehu kwan obetimi afa so asolve. Enti sanka wo tena efie e na wo fa aka e na okọ weja e bia okọ obrushi okọ ha e bia 3 communities asan. Obayedi na wo hu say ha ya achim water mo nso e kan ho na watumi afane solution to that problem. What you see? And there was nothing wrong with say or caught na helicopter no koko far esro. Na all person who the fair view of the damage South Friday no akose. There wasn't anything wrong. Say his excellency Dramani Mahama or caught na helicopter no emo. Kevin Taylor na some na all can media meneno eya adwin. Na menye na some enkanti. Mesro. So obi nya botre. Na waka me ho na yekokotie nsem wa Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor waka e dey fa in crime Friday ya ekoso e wo ho no ntimi nua besro onya subscribe ya na subscribe e dey ma be like video wi na share ma no no so onya bi ehwe yentie Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor yekoba ye beto aso me da wase.
In the process of trying to solve a problem, we create more problems for the people. So the Odona Esiwano, it is not supposed to be opened. No, it's supposed to be covered. Because now how many times can you desilt this gutter? You can't. It is big. It needs a lot of money. You need a lot of power, money to desilt Odono. You cannot. So what you do is you prevent it totally. So before you move forward, what you do is you build fence at a certain timber 20 feet. Then you commit to doing what? Clearing every shit in it. After that, the same time, you put concrete on it. Then you make sure that it is secure to the point obi to import ball and a ball and two. Then in Sobia a raw water or dirty water and then abroad here. But today we are sitting here saying we are going to fight air flooding. We cannot. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not fucking kid ourselves. Let's not pretend to say the air cost is able to solve. You have to solve it. You have to solve it because as a nation, as a people, we are not ready to take hard decisions. Every single person living close here, those in your man or they need to go. I'm telling you. Some VIP for no to cycle market women. And we all know spare parts. Every single person because it's accessible. Because we have given them a direction. We have given them a place to dump their trash. Odo, no, nobody should live even 500 meters from Odo. Everybody that lives close to it should be moved away from there. What are we doing if we are leaders? If we are a nation and we cannot take decisions, that decisions are immediately it will hurt, but in the future it will save us, and then we are not building a nation. Every day, Biano, you're taking decisions as you slow. Oh, Obi Beka and Wabo Ajunabone, Obi Beka Bufu, Obi Bufu, never say, what the fuck is that? Just take the decision. Send a byway and decided say everybody close to Odo River. Wow, we are 200 meters from Odo River. Move. We are giving you 2 months. There are some people who come out and demonstrate. There are some people who come out and say, don't give a fuck about that. Make sure you are saving Omwangasa lives. And the moment you do that, you will not see this nonsense happening in Accra. Every drain, storm drain, beer, Accra beer is opened. A recipe for disaster. A recipe for disaster. We cannot do this. We cannot keep talking. Somebody has to take the hard decisions. We are not educated. Sometimes, I'm catching Ghana for Ghana, without due respect, it is a moi, especially the African. You need to be strict on us. Ghana for ask yourself why. Bogus libi or Ghana, Mudru Ghana, Junso Abontine, Busan side intra. Obia Tnabro 25 years, 30 years, Onyini Beman Junso Abontine da. Obi Krampo Airtun to see what no ferry. Why? Because what they came to meet is what they have to live with. Your bogus to Germany, eti America, eti UK. On Timin Junso Abontine da, Junso in the Shannon or driving up a baby rest stop. Odru Ghana, or Kwe Yeno or Junso. Right? Because the system allows it. We are enticed about what we see. Especially as Africans, we grew up in a system like that. You need to take very difficult decisions to change us. And those difficult decisions will hurt people. Don't fucking worry about them. The same people turn around and say, hey, what boy you? First party in so tane yiri. But over here, when you enter and you do whatever, but so we have seen so many of it. Time Mahama Ebe Circle, Dubai Circle. What didn't we see? What didn't we hear? John Mahama kaso kwesi kejetia ede na nsi. John Mahama ne NDC kaso mu besi kejetia ede na nsi wo Ghana ha. Ensembe na nipa nka. Atenie ne aduabo be ne ambo. Ende omo ana omudwunso konkom. Tama na old kejetia no ha. Embe ma hwe omadeja no. Ende omonye baby junso ene. Ema esi omo from oba. That is what you do. You are a leader, you take decisions. The nonsense of pampering a Ghanaian would be say kuro no. Ghana for naturally we are born foolish. You ready? Ghana ni African, we are naturally born foolish. You see, because we are born into a system that basically encourages foolishness. When we do something for a long time and you tell us, say, you become our enemy, and it is normal. Let them understand it. Because the same African who is able to shit close to a market will come to America and see a market and he cannot shit there. You know why? Because he came into a new environment that he knows that's a sin. So we are supposed to infuse this. So there's the political part of this issue, and also there's the human attitudinal part of it. Let's not sit in Ghana and pretend to say the ekosono, ye de asano, ye to insano until we make the hard decisions. It is said recently, you to say John Dramani Mahama, the president, flat we see, and a President Mahama, he decided to say the rate at which in so a yiri fani power crime. Almost every part of Ghana is so yiri. But over Accra, the intensity, what he's seen on TV, it wasn't one community. It wasn't one estate. It wasn't one neighborhood. It was basically the whole of the Greater Accra region. Now, the president wanted to have a first-hand idea of what is actually happening in the Greater Accra region. So if you're the president, what will you do? Are you going to be the president who will tell somebody to come and brief you? Are you going to be the president who will just drive your car to Circle and stand there and look at the water and drive back home? Or you are going to be the president who wants to have a first-hand view of what is really happening in the Greater Accra region, that you can have a clear understanding of the situation? A wise, intelligent president will get in the air, because when you're up, you see more than you are down. So the president of the republic decided, say, no, for me to sit for somebody to come and brief me, for me to drive to a place where at the end of the day, I don't even know how the danger is, what is happening, to a place where I can see only 5 houses. Because when you go to where it flooded. As a human being, you cannot see beyond 20 houses. So if you go stand at Lashibu, you go stand at Chadu, you go stand, and then the cameras follow you, and then you stand there and you say, oh, do you really have an idea of what's happening in the Greater Accra region? And do you know how big the Greater Accra region is? There's the President of the Republic deciding to go in the air to have a first-hand idea, the visual of the whole city, how the water is basically destroying properties, where it's coming from, what we need to do, how you can see where wetlands are and where hilly lands are. The president wanted to have a feel, understand, get a clear picture. So he got in a helicopter. And a wise man will always want to view a holistic problem than picking small bits of the problem. So the president got in a helicopter and I said, let me go and see it for myself. Now, the question I want to ask you people, more MP before say Kenya president of a helicopter, a video, yanka, you people, no more idea about the devastation. 99% of you Ghanaians, you were all looking at the situation from eye level. But Kenya video where about Bontine, our president got on a helicopter to go up and see damage, how far it traveled, how properties have been destroyed, how wetlands have been taken over. Kenya president video we are 99% of you Ghana for, including Bawumia Jimmy, you would have never had an idea of the rate of damage. So the president even gets on the helicopter, giving us an idea of what is on the ground. At the end of the day, we didn't even have an idea of how far the destruction goes. Kenya video we are yet to be a question. I didn't say Hong Kong. The better say, yes, but we didn't have an idea. We didn't have an idea that the devastation, how wide it is. And that's how video we are. And 99% of you MP4, including Bawumia Jimmy, they wouldn't have known how far this damage has gone. So the decision by the president to go up there and get a clear picture with the committee on Wangasate for them to brief him, do you think it was a right decision? Yes. Now, I've heard some of my senior journalists state that, this one wasn't good because it's not good for the optics. It is. With all due respect, we are not doing a 1992 politics. We are not doing politics of convenience. We are doing politics of action, whereby leaders will take proactive action. So, we wanted to see the president pick his convoy, go stand at one particular place, fold his arms, listen to people talk, get back in the car and go home. Is that what we want to see? Are you not going to be shocked if the president drives to one place? Now, how many places can the president drive? That was the moment all streets were blocked. Majority of the streets that goes to these places, they were blocked. We are talking about the first gentleman of the land. We don't even know where it was safe for the president to stand. A place could look muddy and nice, but it could be a hole. We are talking about a president who is being proactive and being wise. It's not about the optics. It is not about the aesthetics. The aesthetics is there. But a president who wants to understand the situation. There are presidents who are toys, who just want to be president. And there are people who want to solve problems. If you want to solve problems, you need to have a clear understanding, a wider knowledge of the problem. Not somebody sitting in your face and briefing you. Because looking at it yourself, and seeing the vastness of the effect, you will have an understanding of the issue. Inti any president video where anka mon Ghana for mo abroche and mo kura mo Ghana. How many of you would have known the effect, the level of devastation science way toy and our gutters being overflown? How many of you would have seen it? When we get the opportunity to speak, we cannot always sound nice and intelligent. Sometimes we need to assess the situation from different perspective. I believe that this president, the decision to get in the air, to understand the situation and its seriousness, is the best decision any president can make. But you see, what hurts and say, we as Ghanaians, we know what is right. But you pretended to say the Jimmy by Jimmy. We all know. Say what the president did on any day. So what was some chairman say? In so we are not a year in Sansuwi. Sa in so we.
Look. You see, this is kiosk. This is kiosk.
Somebody's kiosk.
Somebody's kiosk.
You happy that you have to leave the house?
Huh?
You have to leave the house.
Cars, they say it even took cars came to pass here. Cars, motorbikes, animals.
Massa, the one I saw before, here, the same place here.
So, as a nation, we wanted the president to drive in a 4-wheel drive, wearing jacket, putting on a helmet or whatever, wearing gloves, and going to stand there to see this water moving. Is that what was going to give the president an idea of the devastation? I'm asking you people. Sana na president here. It's in Kaonko baby bako. Now for can kwesiwo. Now unjina 10 minutes. No, then Uncle say, Mahama, we adore, we love you. Then it solves the problem. This is a president who is a doer. This is a man who always wants to have an understanding of a situation. This is a man or person or tenyo mercy and son our grantee. This is not a toy president like Akufo-Addo or Bawumia. This is a man who wants a clear and a first-hand information of issues. So the president, helicopter near Kotodo Siwono, Ade Yere Kochichirengo, and I say the ton kerosene. Helicopter is on the Dramani Binie. It's not just to travel in a helicopter to go for funerals or to go and visit a chief. This helicopter, the Dramani Binie Enye. When there's a storm and the president wants to understand what is actually happening to his people, the air to the Kofwa, he gets up and see the level of devastation. Right now, when he asks the president, Mr. President, what do you think about the situation? He can tell you that when you look at the devastation from this end to that end, when you look at this particular place from the sky, you can see the water running from Odo and ending at this place. He can give you an idea of what he saw from up.
Mamena wasi yakwakuti Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor aba na semna o kanu no kure anase enye no kure o se se dumbe bi na se leaders no omo an make bold decisions bi a oman no enye yi so we wa so betu na mo na nkofo bebre ebetietim omo besum omo betwa dwadwo na nso o se otumi enye leader bi betumi de wonan asifom anye sa oman Ghana enye yi da nyoma ekoso ewo nkramontin so His Excellency Dr. Bawumia mo ekokọ nante ho no problem no asolve. And so be my yenye DC influences yan for NPP Emra say ya and nobody is going to solve that situation. Next year, market on the world, the same thing be saying see ye be saying akasa say ya na akwa akoda. It as someone Kevin Ekow Badu Taylor all can be the metitum. Say none of our leaders today will be able to solve that kind of flooding situation na ye wo e Nkramont so no. Ye akasa team for no so no. Ye suban binom so eka ho. Ebi eka ho because see yempo nsuo no e fa manfo no ma no obi be ye bola still na no san akwa akoto ogu drainage system na wo ho na nsuo be fa mu no na san akwa akoto ogu asi nsuo no to nsuo na be fa hen nti yan kasa yesu ban so eka ho e na medum be bia nyuma dum sei etwe no entimi ne amba be fa wo ensia na nsa na ye be kono mesre wonya en subscribe ya na wa subscribe e ma black video na share mo ne bi no so onya bi enhwe yankopon hira na onka ho mere wo e be share bi sisi e de makro bye bye.